Interesting turn of events here with the federal government and the FIRS. Federal government of Nigeria tweeted a confusing notification informing the general public that all account holders in financial institutions, be it banks, insurance companies, etc., are required to obtain, complete, and submit self-certification forms to their respective financial institutions. Now, this prompted the Federal Inland Revenue Service to issue a clarification tweet stating the target was mostly non-residents for the purpose of sharing of account information for tax purposes with other countries under the Automatic Exchange of Information Common Reporting Standards Initiative. Now, the federal government then deleted the tweet and issued an apology. So all's well that ends well, but there is a conversation to be had about data harmonization in Nigeria. Joining me to discuss this, as well as Jobberman's virtual career fair, which is the first of its kind that's happening in Nigeria, and a ranking of smart cities in which Lagos State placed last from INDB, is Taiwo Oyewole, a technology consultant. Taiwo, you're welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. So I want to run our viewers through everything that took place. So bear with me. So we'll start with, of course, the tweets from the federal government in which they put out the notification. And then from there, we go on to the subsequent tweets that came from the FIRS, the corrections. Taiwo, should this have been handled by the FIRS initially instead of the federal government?
Yes, I think it should have been handled by the FIRS. I think there should be better coordination within the federal government and ministries, departments, and agencies, so that there's one source of truth for communication to the general public, and that helps, engender some level of trust. The constant issuing of statements, retracting those statements, issuing apologies, denials, and the most recent one we saw, particularly even at the state level, where a director or head of a parastatal was actually suspended because it seemed to have jumped the gun. Those things won't happen if there's better cohesion within the system. And I think that the government should determine who, at any point in time, will be, facing the public and talking to the public and issuing some of these statements. Because it brought a lot of confusion. There were a lot of emotions, brought about that. I mean, notably around, look, we have other sources of data that people have submitted their biometrics to. Why can't they use those sources of data? Or why couldn't they use those sources of data to do this, But now we know it's only affecting the non-resident Nigerians, or the non-residents in Nigeria as well, So those are certain questions we need to ask around it, as in, number one, who's handling the communication? Where's that one source of truth with regards to public policy statements? Number two is that can't we harmonize all the data sources that we have, from BVN to national identity to international passport to SIM card registration to even pensions and certain things like that there? Why do we always need another one and another one and another one again?
Excellent. I think we're going to pull up the federal government's apology tweet in a second. Yeah, there it is. All right, let's stick it right here. We apologize for the misleading tweets, which are now deleted. Well, we had them and displayed them already because we caught them before they were deleted. That went up regarding the completion of self-certification forms by reportable persons, and that's what the FIRS was referring to. That the reportable persons are that in itself was even kind of confusing. They said it's mostly non-residents. Said the message contained in the FIRS notice does not apply to everybody. FIRS will issue appropriate clarification shortly. Now, Taiwo, what is the challenge? We saw a tweet there from even our very own from This Day editor saying, look, we've got BVN, we've got passports, we've got everything, a number of other avenues that can be used for data harmonization. What is the challenge, Taiwo, in trying to put all this together?
I think it's more of the political will than any real challenge. Technologically, it's simple. I wouldn't say it's simple. It's not. It's a bit complex because you have different data sources that are being designed in different ways and different formats. But it's not a difficult thing in terms of actually executing it. It's been done regularly. Organizations do it on a regular basis, so I don't see why this should be an issue. The NIMC I think has that mandate. I stand corrected, but I think they have that mandate to harmonize all data sources, so that there's one source of truth, as it is called. So the challenge isn't more technological, other than political. I think there's just no political will, and I feel that some people might, maybe some agencies, some government functions might feel redundant, or they think they might go redundant if there's that one source of truth. Again, it also removes or eliminates a lot of loopholes, a lot of places where things just drop off. So for example, if it's isolated within one agency, which means that people want to, get you ahead and bump ROTUS ahead of the line, it's easy to do. But if there's one source of truth within one agency that can sort of go and fetch this data from various sources, and harmonize everything, and that's where everything, devolves from, then it becomes more difficult to be able to do that at the end of the day. So I think it's more the political will than the technological ability to do that. We've got skill sets or skilled hands in Nigeria to be able to do this. We just need the will to do it, to get it done. It's not rocket science at all. And it's something we can get done within 18 to 24 months if we're serious about it.
Right. Thank you for that, sir. Okay, I want to move on to the IMD Business Schools 2020 Smart Cities ranking. They put this out as far as the full ranking of their interpretation of this, the best smart cities in the world. Unfortunately, Lagos State's placed last. I believe it was in 2019, we were ranked 102. This is out of 109 countries, right? Yeah, so there's the full ranking. We have a close-up shot where we can get a close. This is the 409 countries, or cities rather, the smart cities. I think we have another close-up shot where we can see just the final 4, final 10. But pretty much it was Lagos State ranked last. What's the problem, Tyro? Why are we languishing? I think it was Cairo, Abuja, Lagos, Nairobi, and Lagos. So the last 4. What's the issue here as far as us improving on being a better smart city?
Well, my thoughts around this. I mean, I think we have bigger issues than chasing after such vanity metrics. First and foremost. Number one. Number two is the fact that the consolation is that, Nairobi as well, where, it's interesting that Lagos and Nairobi are like the 2 hotspots for technology investments and advancements in Africa, and it seems as if they're second to the last and the last on the list, and Abuja is just before Nairobi. But Cape Town too also dropped, and if you look at the chart, you see a lot of reds, which means a lot of cities actually dropped their position. They didn't actually improve in ranking. So unless we dig deeper, for us to be able to see what was responsible for some of those things there. That said, like I said, if we look at things from, let me put it this way, if we're able to meet the basic needs of the average Lagosian, the average person in Abuja or in any city, things like fiber optic internet, which is gradually improving on a daily basis in Lagos. I love the fact that there's a proliferation of providers in Lagos. The numbers are growing by the day, which means fiber to home, fiber to offices becomes a lot more affordable, a lot more accessible, and efficiency improves. More so now that we're looking at the concept of working from home is no longer foreign, but it's something that a lot of organizations are going to want to adopt. So those are the things, the right infrastructure in place, then it won't be too much to start chasing. We won't even have to do too much, to be honest, to chase after some of these metrics in there. But right now, I think we have bigger issues. Our road networks are a mess. I've never seen this amount of road works being done all at the same time in Lagos, and traffic is just a nightmare. So I honestly would rather just ask the governor not to bother too much about this, because I know he issued a tweet apologizing, saying Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, as he likes to be referred to, please let's focus on our roads, let's focus on providing good internet, and let's focus on ensuring that Lagosians can conduct business in a friendly and productive atmosphere.
Fantastic. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. I want to talk about still on tech matters here. Jobberman's virtual career fair, and I believe we had someone from Jobberman on our Newsday show talking about this. So I want to get your thoughts here. I believe it's 10,000 job candidates, 250 employers, taking place at the end of this month. How is this going to work virtually, or what do you even think about the fact that they're taking this spot? COVID-19, of course, probably pushed this ahead to make it virtual. How do you think it's going to work out? What do you make of it?
I think it's a brilliant idea. I've come in contact with people that have tried to do it before. I don't know how that fared, but I think Jobberman can pull it off. They've been in that space for a while. So I look forward to it. I don't know 100% how it's going to work, but I mean, just imagine you having a series of webinars, a series of meetings, or, like you have like private rooms, like you have on Zoom or some of those other video conferencing platforms, and you have people just moving into various rooms and having one-on-one interviews. They're probably going to be short and quick. You're probably going to maybe request to meet an employer. If they show interest in you based on your profile, then they'll have a one-on-one with you. So that's probably how it's going to run. And just to remove a lot of the bottleneck and logistics, because 250 employers, seeing 10,000 people is a lot. So
I was good. That was my next question for you. That's the disparity there is quite huge. 10,000 candidates, only 250 employers. We got a minute to go. Do we see more of this, Taiwo, in a minute if you can?
I honestly look forward to more of this. I give them a thumbs up. Very well done to them if they can pull it off. They're doing it with the MasterCard anyway, so I think that they have MasterCard Foundation also, and I think they have a good chance and a good shot at pulling this off. If they do, then I think it sets the pace and a model for others to follow. I'm looking forward to this kind of things there. A lot of organizations are already even doing recruitment virtually anyway, so I think it's just a step in the right direction. But well done to them. I want to be a part. I want to see it and participate in the process. Excellent. Just to see how they've done it, and how it works out as well.
Yeah, we will. We'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Taiwo Oyewole, tech consultant. Thank you so much for joining us on the Global Business Report.
As usual.
Appreciate your insights. You're watching the Global Business Report on Arise News.